Hello! Madison here again with another sketchbook tour. Here we're going back to the year 2018, which was a really emotional year for me. Lots of mental health issues during this year, which kind of made me produce like my best drawings, I find, because they got lots of feelings behind them. So, first page here we got some, like I said, I collect vintage storybooks, so we got some kind of inspiration here, and then this drawing, which I really love. It's based on a song by Modest Mouse, and it says, "Freeze your blood and then stab it into me," with an icicle going through her. And I loved this one. I don't know, I didn't want to ruin the sketch, so it's mostly just like ink markers around her, and I kept the sketch intact. But I really love this one, and I have yet to figure out how to like replicate this. And we've got some like rainbow sparkles along the top there. This is an autograph, actually. I went to an art show, we'll see the pamphlet a bit later, and the artist signed my sketchbook, which was really sweet. And this is like a Patreon, well, there's lots of Patreon art in here, because that's where I was getting a lot of my inspo at the time. Here was just a spread, like I wanted to use color, I wanted to feel happy, and I never draw animals or birds or basically anything other than like cute girls, so we've got like it looks like a gouache painting of like kind of a storybook bird. This is based on a song that I don't remember. Something about roses. I'm sure my boyfriend remembers. That's probably one of his favorite songs. And at this time I was experimenting a lot with like doing really small like pen doodles with no sketching. It was just like moments in my life that were really happy that I wanted to remember. So this is like drinking coffee at the Starbucks in Disney World with my mom, and going to a convention with my boyfriend and listening to cassette tapes on his front porch. So it's just like happy doodly memories. Got some like cute stickers here. I used to support this artist a lot. Her name was Doodle Lust. She did a lot of dinosaur related stuff, and I'm like a huge dinosaur fan. This sketchbook's really messy because, like I said, I was going through it. So we got some swatches, more like really messy ink drawings, some like sci-fi. It's like a Tinkerbell. She's got glitter and stuff. She's super cute. I can show her, yeah. Done with like highlighters and aligned. Looks like I ripped her out of a journal. Some more scribbled out and says "be nice," because I was kind of being harsh on myself. So it's kind of interactive. There's lots of little bits. We got more pen girls. This girl, I think I messed her up, so I like filled her eyes with glitter. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah. Lots of new art materials at this time, because I was like dealing with my anxiety and my depression just through art. So it was a lot of sketching at this time. Collage work, something that I fixed with a Post-it. This was from a Mab Graves package. It says, "I'm fragile, like, don't move, don't bend the envelope." But it's so cute. I stuck it in there. We got, what's in the back of this? Yeah, "Please do not bend." I love Mab. She's got the cutest stuff. I have kind of a Mab Graves collection. This was, I don't know, again, stars. I was practicing drawing trees at this time. I love to draw braids. It's really just a collage of things I like to draw with no real meaning behind it. But I was kind of developing a style here, which I like. This is a plan for a Valentine I did for my boyfriend. I'll have to ask him if he has it so I can show you guys the finished one. And this bottom one was a plan for a big oil painting that I did start and never did finish, because oil painting's a lot harder than I expected. It's called "Dissolve Back into Minerals," which I'm sure is a song lyric. And there's some sort of planning here, and she has a hole in her head that has smoke coming out of it. I really love drawing smoke, so we see that quite a bit. Kind of a mishmash, another smoke study, just drawn in pencils, and designing a dress for kind of like my sci-fi fantasy story characters. Yeah, I really love the dress. I haven't been able to like replicate this style now. You know, over the years your style evolves and you kind of lose a little bit of what it used to be, and I miss this type of style. And every once in a while I used to do eye practices, right? I haven't done it in a long time, but there's an eye practice. So this is the artist that I went to the show for who signed my book. She does amazing paintings. We got plans for a card that I had made my boyfriend at the time, some Patreon stuff, that's Tiny Me, and this was kind of like a meh success of drawing from my favorite movie, which is Labyrinth, one of my favorite movies. So that's Sarah from Labyrinth, and there's some glitter, there's always glitter on there. Yeah, it's not my favorite, but also, like, I love to have Labyrinth in my sketchbook, so it was fun. And it's a weird combination of pencils and like every other mixed media thing you could think of. We got practice with graphite. I keep trying to like love graphite and it just doesn't happen, but once in a while there's a graphite. And some Patreon stuff. There's some photos in here. That's like just a photo of me at the time. Got Patreon stuff. Mab Graves. This is a practice of like drawing flames. Fire. Okay, so this one, I really do like it. Like I said, I don't draw a lot of pencil, but this one I do like. She's got thorns coming out of her, and it says, "Oh, sweet bitterness, I will soothe and heal you. I will bring you roses, as I too have been covered in thorns." And I thought that was really beautiful. And I do like the style of this girl here. I don't know if I could draw it today, because I don't know, I'm so much more picky today. And this is kind of more like free-flowing. These are some pictures of my aunt, who's an artist. Some of her work I have inserted in here, because we were kind of going through it with her too. She got dementia this year, and she was a big inspiration for my art, so I have a lot of her in here. This is another experiment with smoke. I was also watching a lot of the Tudors, so like Anne Boleyn and everybody losing their heads is kind of a theme. So yeah, we got kind of two princesses, one missing a head. These are just some photos from this store here, Cabinet of Curiosities. Some cute stuff my boyfriend drew at the time. He's got some doodles on the bottom here. And this page is so bizarre because it's the two of us drawing together. So like I drew her, he drew this burn trash dude that turns into a tree. Yeah, there's just lots of, we like to like collaborate and doodle on the same pages, which is fun. So that says May 11th, 2018. Just a random spread. Like, your sketchbooks don't have to be perfect. It's almost like an art journal or a junk journal. I was fascinated by the diamond in the movie, like The Rescuers, like the Disney movie. I don't know, the skull with the diamond in it. I always loved it, so I kind of ripped it out of the storybooks and put it in here. And we got some old Pokemon cards. And at the bottom, at least I did draw something. There's a girl at the bottom here. This is my aunt at the time, some of her work. And this I don't like at all, but like at least it's colorful. And that was a fan art for like an anime, I forget what it's called. Magica Madoka. I'm saying it so wrong. You might know what it is. It was a really good anime, but I cannot remember how to say the name. A lot of this is like my last sketchbook tour using those mermaid markers, which interact really interesting together. So a lot of this is just playing with those colors. More of my aunt and myself saying, I want to be a good artist someday. So I hope I achieve that someday. This I do like. I love the light and the paint colors here. It's like a messy pen sketch where I'm not trying too hard. It's a lot more fun to have sketchbooks that are just like junk journals like this, I find. When they're too clinical and like one drawing per page, I find it really, I don't know, boring. You'll see some of my later sketchbooks that are kind of like that, and like, I miss this style. It says, everything that keeps me together is falling apart. We got some plans for future drawings. This one I still really want to do. It's like a demon girl who's got holes in her head, and the smoke coming out of the holes in her head are in the shape of these like lime green demon horns. So I think I should actually probably do that. I've never actually finished it. Patreon postcard from Danica Sills. This one I really love. I love this page. I actually made it into a tote bag, which I'll have to show you. I made it for Halloween. It's like this giant tote bag with her on it. She's got 3 eyes. There's a lot of interesting interactions of the mermaid markers on here. It's like, I don't know, they start blending together and creating these bizarre colors. I love it. And yeah, practice drawing planets. I have no idea how I got the paint so smooth. I wish I could remember. Should write it down. But yeah, this girl is one of my favorites, even though she's like an older style of drawing. I still love her. Okay, we're getting really messy now. It looks like we had a hard time here because there's a bunch of ripped out pages and a bunch of like doodly girls that look like they've been ripped out and placed in here. This looks like it bled a lot and I angrily started covering things. So mental health maybe not the best around this time. Yeah, okay, so this is like a transition in my entire life. Something really bad happened and this was my response to it. And shortly after this, I ended up going into a mental health program at the local hospital here, which really does help me, but yeah, this was sort of the beginning of that time period. You'll see later I have sketchbooks that were kept like while I was in the hospital, and it actually made some gorgeous art at that time, I find, because there's so much feeling in it. But this one I was feeling, obviously, not great. But the drawing is cute. But yes, not great at this time. And that moment in my life just like really messed me up. And so the rest of the sketchbook is like swatches. I have these Derwent Graphitint pencils, which are like water pencils, but they're also graphite in these bizarre shades. And like I love to buy anything that's new that I've never seen before, and I have yet to do like a full drawing using these weird pencils. I'd always planned to kind of do a review of them and like show how you can use them. So I might still do that because I have them and this is probably the most I've ever used them, and I think they look pretty cool. They're like, my normal style is so rainbowy that these are like a more muted palette, which could be fun. So yeah, it's like doodling, practicing with those because I had just gotten them. See there, we're back to rainbow, yay! This is like an old style I kind of used to do that I don't do so much anymore. Snow White, just some girls, scribbles, trying to draw full bodies. I still don't really draw full bodies, but we were trying. Ugh, messy, and this was, I can show you the finished one of this at some point. This is turned into like a big finished painting that I have on my wall. I really like just like putting holes in people's heads and then having like glitter fly out of them. That was my jam in 2018. This also became a finished drawing, which I have to find to show you. Yeah, butterflies. And yeah, I was kind of falling out of love with this sketchbook at this point. Ever since like the mental health crisis, it didn't feel like I needed to finish this book. I felt like I needed to move on to a different book. I don't know if you're like that, where it's like you're writing in a journal or doing a sketchbook and then something happens and you feel like you need to start new. That's how I felt about this book. So I kept trying to fill pages, but I eventually stopped. And then the end of the book is this giant mess of mermaid markers, which are by Jane Davenport, in case you want to try them out. They will dye your hands though, like for days. They stain you, but they look so beautiful. So pretty. So yeah, ink mess. And yeah, I was being very nostalgic about my family at this time because like I said, my aunt was going through dementia, which was really hard on us. So we have a lot to do with my family in here. And yeah, there's some of my collaging. This was actually a moleskin sketchbook that I have like glued inside of this fake leather cover here so that I could like do up the clasp. Yeah. I don't do that so much anymore, but I used to make a lot of covers, and I'll have to show you. I used to rip like fairy book covers off of the books and then glue the cover onto my own sketchbooks just to make it more unique. Yeah, so this is 2018, and excuse me going from like not feeling too great to feeling freaking awful and starting kind of a new chapter in my life after that. And I can show you next time some of the books that happen afterwards, which would be some of them drawn in the hospital, a little more mental health content in there if you're interested. Yeah, I find anxiety, depression, all that, even though it kind of kills my want to create, once I start, I end up making stuff that I end up really liking, and that's at least one good thing that comes out of it. So yeah, there's part of 2018 anyways. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a little messy and random, but hope it inspires you to like pick up your sketchbook and throw some color in there, throw some glitter. I think this is literally nail polish. Yeah, just express your feelings. And show me if you do it, if you ever record it, show me in the comments, I'd love to see. And I hope you all have a great day. It's supposed to snow today, and we're supposed to get so much snow. It's already looking bad out there in Canada. Hope you guys have a great day, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!